in the vast and untamed wilderness of Montana, where rugged landscapes stretch as far as the eye can see and danger lurks around every corner, there lies a town that once brimmed with promise and prosperity. This is Yellowstone City, a settlement that once thrived as a beacon of hope during the gold rush, but has since withered into a ghost of its former self. The town, once bustling with eager prospectors dreaming of untold riches, now bears the weight of broken aspirations and the harsh realities of a world that has moved on. The echoes of bustling saloons and blacksmiths' hammers have long faded, replaced by the quiet murmurs of those left behind, clinging to what little remains of their dreams. Amid this backdrop of decay, a dark and sinister event unfolds, setting the stage for murder at Yellowstone City, 2022, a gripping Western murder mystery directed by Richard Gray. Yellowstone City is more than just a setting. It is a character in its own right. Once a hub of opportunity, the town now teeters on the edge of collapse. The buildings, weathered and broken, tell tales of a golden age long past. Their facades are splintered, their windows clouded with dust, their doors barely holding together. The streets, once lively with the chatter of fortune seekers and merchants, now seem haunted by the ghosts of a time when hope still flourished. The people who remain are not those who found fortune, but those who couldn't leave. The desperate, the lost, and the weary. They are bound together by misfortune, their expressions etched with the weight of time and hardship. Tensions simmer beneath the surface, and trust is a commodity more valuable than gold. It is in this bleak and foreboding town that our story begins. A weary traveler arrives, hoping for a fresh start, unaware that he is about to step into a maelstrom of suspicion, fear, and long-buried prejudice. His arrival coincides with shocking news. A prospector has struck gold, a discovery that should bring joy but instead sparks greed, paranoia, and ultimately murder. Isaiah Mustafa takes on the role of Cicero, a former slave who has spent his life wandering, seeking a place where he can truly belong. He comes to Yellowstone City, hoping to carve out a peaceful existence, perhaps even find a sense of community. But fate has other plans. His journey is not just one of physical travel, but of emotional and psychological endurance. Every place he has visited has left a mark on him, and Yellowstone City will prove to be no different. Cicero arrives just as the town is buzzing with the news of newfound riches. The very next day, the man who found the gold is discovered brutally murdered. With tensions already high, the townspeople, driven by fear and prejudice, seek someone to blame. Unfortunately for Cicero, his timing could not be worse. As the only unfamiliar face in town, he becomes the prime suspect almost immediately. Accusations fly, and before long, the town's law enforcement is at his doorstep, ready to deliver swift justice. Gabriel Byrne embodies the town's sheriff, James Ambrose, a man hardened by years of upholding the law in a town where justice often comes at the end of a rope. He is a complex character, neither wholly good nor entirely corrupt, but a man of his time, bound by duty, prejudice, and an unwavering belief in his own moral compass. He sees the world in black and white, where order must be maintained at all costs. But as events unfold, even he is forced to question the nature of justice and the biases that shape his decisions. When the murder occurs, Sheriff Ambrose moves quickly. To him, the situation is clear. Cicero is an outsider, a drifter with no alibi, and the last person to arrive before the killing. His arrest is swift, but not everyone in town is convinced of Cicero's guilt. While many see an easy resolution to a troubling crime, others recognize the dangers of jumping to conclusions. Among those who refuse to accept the sheriff's judgment is Thaddeus Murphy, played masterfully by Thomas Jane. Thaddeus is a preacher, a man who speaks of righteousness and faith, yet harbors secrets of his own. Unlike the rest of the town, he has seen the darker side of human nature and understands that truth is rarely as simple as it seems. He is a man of faith, but also of reason, unwilling to let the moral failings of those around him dictate his beliefs. Thaddeus and his wife, Alice, played by Anna Camp, stand as the voices of reason in an otherwise hostile environment. Alice, compassionate and headstrong, refuses to let injustice go unchecked. As the only ones willing to question the town's rush to judgment, the Murphys take it upon themselves to investigate further. What they uncover will shake Yellowstone City to its core. As the Murphys dig deeper, they realize that Yellowstone City is a town built on secrets. Every resident has something to hide, and the murder of the prospector is just the tip of the iceberg. What initially appeared to be an isolated crime soon unravels into a web of corruption, betrayal, and long-standing grievances. The town's past is riddled with unresolved conflicts, some of which have festered for years, waiting for an opportunity to erupt into chaos. Cicero, despite his dire situation, refuses to be a victim of circumstance. With the Murphys by his side, he begins to piece together the truth. The prospector's death was no accident, nor was it the result of simple greed. There is something far more sinister at play, a force that has been manipulating events from the shadows. With each revelation, the stakes grow higher, and the true danger lurking in Yellowstone City becomes impossible to ignore. As the story reaches its climax, the true murder emerges from the darkness. The revelation is shocking, not just for the characters but for the audience as well. The real villain is not an outsider, but someone deeply entrenched in the town's hierarchy. This person's motives go beyond mere gold. They are rooted in power, control, and a willingness to eliminate anyone who threatens their authority. With the truth exposed, the town descends into chaos. Loyalties are tested, alliances are broken, and violence erupts. The final act is a breathtaking showdown, where justice is no longer a matter of law, but of survival. Gunfights break out, secrets are laid bare, and the true nature of Yellowstone City is revealed in all its brutal glory. The climax is a masterclass in tension and action, capturing the essence of classic Western showdowns while adding layers of emotional depth and moral complexity. One of the film's greatest strengths is its cinematography. The sweeping landscapes of Montana serve as both a stunning backdrop and a silent testament to the isolation and ruggedness of the West. The camera captures the grit of Yellowstone City, the despair in its people, and the simmering tension that builds with each passing scene. The film embraces the visual language of Westerns while infusing it with a modern sensibility, making for a visually arresting experience. Director Richard Gray does an exceptional job of maintaining suspense. Every frame is meticulously crafted, every scene carries weight, and the pacing ensures that the mystery unfolds at just the right tempo. The film is not just a murder mystery. It is a character study, an exploration of justice, and a critique of the biases that often shape it. The performances are equally stellar. Isaiah Mustafa delivers a powerful and nuanced portrayal of Cicero, capturing both his resilience and his vulnerability. Gabriel Byrne's sheriff is layered and compelling, a man torn between duty and doubt. Thomas Jane's Preacher adds depth to the narrative, serving as both a moral compass and a man struggling with his own past. Murder at Yellowstone City is more than just a Western. It is a gripping, thought-provoking thriller that leaves a lasting impact. With its intricate plot, complex characters, and stunning visuals, it stands as one of the most engaging films in the genre in recent years. For those who love slow-burn mysteries filled with suspense, action, and moral dilemmas, this film is a must-watch. Whether you are a fan of Westerns or simply enjoy a well-crafted story, Murder at Yellowstone City delivers on all fronts.